Welcome everybody to Module 3. We're making it through. We're making progress. Today we're going to learn all about kind of the nuts and bolts, the foundation for retreats, the not so exciting or sexy parts like location and tours and transformation, but the work that needs to be done to make sure our retreats are running smoothly, solid, and everything flows the way we want it to. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the slide presentation. And let me, there we go. So today, Module 3, team, equipment, legal, and insurance. Again, not so sexy, but it's what we need to pay attention to give us a good, solid base. So I'd like you all to stay focused on our retreats. Put away your phones for the moment. Get out of all your other browsers, social media, and get fully present to creating your dream retreat. And by the way, I put this picture because on Thursday morning, I'll be swimming with these spinner dolphins in Hawaii. So, hang on, there we go. So I'd like to remind you, I have confirmed our hotel for the Dream Retreat Creation Clinic Live, which is a play shop to create and plan the retreat of your dreams. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts. We're going to make sure all of this is, you're going to have to come out with your plan. We're going to plan the itinerary. We're going to get everything nailed down. We're going to be at Laguna Beach. We're going to be right at this hotel on the left, the Pacific Edge Hotel, April 26th through 28th. So you can reserve your place with 100% refundable seat deposit of $197. So you get that back the minute you show up. And I have it all set now. You can go to dreamretreatlive.com and book your seats today. And the sooner you do it, the easier it is for me to plan this event and to make so I know how many people are going to be there.
Is that link in the email?
It will be in the email, yes.
Okay, perfect.
And is the hotel ready for reservations yet?
Not quite, but it will be by the end of this week. But I will send all that information out to you. All right, so let's take a moment and start by visualizing. We're going to pay attention to, I want you all to focus on, just take some deep breaths. Close your eyes if you'd like. And focus on being on your dream retreat. You've got all your participants around you. You're at your perfect location. The venue is better than you even imagined. What I want you to think about right now is who is there to support you? Who is part of your team? Do you have a retreat coordinator? Maybe a personal assistant? Or maybe somebody from the retreat center or the hotel has stepped up to help you a lot? Do you have somebody to help you with the technical side, if you're going to be doing music, using a microphone? Maybe you have a photographer. Maybe you have a healer or a massage therapist or a yoga instructor. Just look around and see who's with you to support you to make this the most amazing retreat possible. And now I want you to see yourself in the room where you are delivering your content. And I want to look around and see what equipment you have. Do you need a microphone? Do you have speakers to play music? Are you going to be doing arts and craft projects? Do you need drawing supplies, crayons and paints? Do they need their journals? Does it have the kind of tables and chairs you want? And for your activities, do you have things like beach towels and snorkel equipment? Look around and see what equipment you might need with you. And look back to when you first booked the venue. See that your contact person was easy to work with. They understood your needs, even predicted what you wanted to make your stay perfect. And that the contract that they delivered for you to sign was easy to read, was understandable, was fair to both you and them. You felt perfectly comfortable signing it. And that you found the perfect insurance company to cover your retreat in case there was a problem. And you found a travel insurance company that welcomed you to work with them, that would cover not just you, but all of your participants as well. Was eager to have you as an affiliate partner. So just visualize how all of these pieces that are kind of the behind the scenes pieces of creating your retreat have been easy, in a beautiful flow. No snags. That everything lined up perfectly, just fell into place to support you to create the dream, powerful, transformational experience for your participants. All right, so let's go ahead and bring ourselves back. Open your eyes when you're ready. All right. So let's move on. So now we're going to get into finding the right team and lining up all the behind the scenes details. Gives your retreat a very, very strong foundation. So let's create your dream team for your retreat. Think about where you would like to have support. What positions would you like to hire someone for? The obvious one is a retreat coordinator, someone to handle all the details for you. Or a personal assistant to help you with all of the things you need to do. Technical support, if you're going to be showing PowerPoint presentations on a screen, someone to help connect all of that, make sure it's all working properly. Maybe you're going to bring in a private chef, someone to cook for your group. Maybe you'll hire a social media manager to put out posts to promote your retreat and during the retreat. A copywriter that can write the copy for your emails, your website, all of your promotional materials. A local tour operator who can handle all the logistics for any tours you might do. A local transportation coordinator to handle all of your moving your group around from one place to another. A photographer and or a videographer to document the retreat. Or a massage therapist, a yoga instructor, or an energy healer to support your people. And if you're going into a place that speaks a different language, it's very important to have someone who does speak the local language. All right, so let's go into more details to the different positions. So a retreat coordinator is someone you might want to consider hiring to handle all of the details and logistics, such as a venue. They're going to handle all the details with the venue, maybe even from the very first contact. Talking to the hotel, the retreat center, the house, lining up all those details. Making sure all the meals that you might be including are taken care of and can handle any dietary needs that your group has. That can be the liaison for making sure all the equipment you need is there. Again, working with the local transportation person. Handling tours, making sure the tour operator is all lined up, going to show up on time, has all the details. And customer service, someone who can be there to either through email or on site talk to your clients if they have any logistical problems or concerns. And to troubleshoot and to resolve any issues that come up. Ideally, they can handle any challenges that arise, and before you even have to be brought into the picture, that this person can come to you and tell you about the problem and tell you that it's already been handled and fixed. And a personal assistant. You can have this in addition or instead of a retreat coordinator. A personal assistant can take a huge load of work off your plate. They can handle your email correspondence. Some of your clients will be really easy and not bother you at all. And then others will constantly barrage you with questions. Sometimes they will just repeat the information you've already sent them 5 times, but they're asking again and again and again. And that takes a lot of time and energy. It's great that if you have somebody to support you with this. They can be the liaison with the venue. Once you've got it all ironed out, they can take over discussing all of your needs and making sure everything is all ready for you. They can be the on-site manager for all the logistics, both for you and your guests. They can handle any errands or shopping that may need to be done if you've forgotten something or run out of something. I mean, even little things like if you run out of shampoo, or you think at the last minute, oh, it would be really nice if we had colored felt pens to work on this project, they can go out and get those. They can be a concierge and while on the retreat, and a contact person beforehand for your participants. And they also can troubleshoot and help resolve issues that come up before and during the retreat. And tech support. Hopefully you have somebody a little older than this. Someone who can handle all of your technical issues. And it really depends on how much tech you're going to need. You may not need any. Maybe you'll need a PowerPoint projector connection. I have had major troubles with this in hotels where we get there and they say, oh yeah, we've got all the equipment, and then our computer just doesn't talk to the projector and we have problems. So that can be something to be very valuable to have someone to fix that for you. If you're going to be using microphone and a sound system, have someone to make sure all of those different parts are talking to each other. Wi-Fi and computer glitches, help those smooth out. Any power surges, sometimes there's different power in different locations. The more remote you go, the harder that is. Any camera issues, if you're having this retreat, if it's being recorded for you and something goes wrong with your camera, they can help you out. And a private chef who will shop, prepare, cook, and handle all the meals and dietary restrictions for your guests. So if you're going to have one, so you can take all the meals and all the thought about the food, you just pay them, give them the money to go shopping, and it's handled for you. A social media manager. They'll handle all your social media ads, posts, and even responses. They can put together and manage your Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn advertising. You can put together, and they can even create promotional posts. They can create these attractive posts with Canva or other systems. And if you don't know about Canva, I love it. Canva.com. And you can create all kinds of really fun posts and add texts. And you can do it. They have a free account as well. I play with it a lot. And they can do during retreat posts. Even if they're not there, you can send them pictures and they can post on your social media for you. And they can help manage your Facebook groups as well. Keep those going while you're away. And they can post responses. Once you've got somebody who's well-trained, understands what your system is all about and what you're teaching, they can handle most of the responses. This picture is funny because half of these, not half, maybe a third of these, I don't even know what they are. So like the bottom row, I have no idea what those three are. So social media can be very overwhelming. A copywriter. They can provide engaging copy for all your printed marketing materials. Website. You gotta have the beautiful pictures, but you gotta have the right words that's gonna keep them engaged on your website and not just show up, look at the picture, and be turned off by the copy and go away. Putting together brochures or flyers, either ones you're going to be emailing out or printing out. They can write the copy for your social media ads and posts. For your email blasts, Go back to that for just a sec. So the copywriter can be really important because today in our crazy busy world with all the distractions, it's really hard to keep somebody's attention, to keep them engaged and wanting to read further to the point where they want to book your retreat. So a copywriter can really make the difference. And a tour operator and a transportation coordinator will organize all the logistics for your tours. They're familiar with the location. They have local connections for any last minute changes to line everything up smoothly. And if you need it, they will speak the local language. They'll also assist with planning your schedule. They can tell you how long it's going to take to get from point A to point B, how long each activity is going to take. And they have vehicles and drivers already that you don't even need to think about trying to figure out how or where to go. Photographer and videographer to capture all the magic moments of your retreat. They can capture candid shots of your guests enjoying the experience and get photos of you as the leader. That's something that we rarely get. We can get pictures of the retreat happening, but getting pictures of you in your brilliance leading the retreat is really something that you need for promoting future retreats. Photos of the venue and location. Videos of the retreat, the magical moments. And all of these can be used to promote your next retreat. They can also capture testimonials of your participants on the last day of the retreat. And they can actually recoup some of their money or you can, depending on how you work it out with them, you can actually sell the photos and the video of the retreat afterwards. Or it can be gifted to your guests. And I see there's a couple of chats going on. I will look at all the chats once we've gone through the slides. So you can also hire a massage therapist, a yoga instructor, and/or an energy healer to guarantee your guests feel honored and taken care of. Now, these are pretty self-explanatory, so we'll just look at these positions that all are a really beautiful touch to add to the luxury of your retreat. And finally, a foreign language translator, if you need it, to avoid any miscommunications along the way. Sometimes it can be so simple as just reading a menu or how to ask for extra towels in the bathroom. Can become a real nightmare if you don't speak the language. So having somebody around that does makes life a whole lot easier for your participants. All right, so how are you going to find the money in your budget to pay for your team? You can obviously build them into the budget, but that might make your price quite high. So there are ways to be creative. If it will break your budget to hire a full team, you have a very valuable asset that you can trade. A place on your retreat. You can actually offer to let them come for free or at cost so that your expenses are covered. So you have to work out what their value is, what they normally get paid, what they're willing to accept, but there are ways to get creative to have these people come on your retreat to support you without a big outlay of cash. And if you have other services like healing or coaching services, that you can offer them before or after the retreat in trade. All right, let's move on to equipment. So we're going to look at this in pictures. A screen, a projector, if you're going to be showing PowerPoint or videos, a microphone if you need it, speakers, tables. Room might have chairs, but it might not have the tables you need. And decorations to make the room feel the way you want. Set it up so that it has the feel you want for your retreat. So, different types of equipment you might consider. Your PowerPoint projector, microphone, sound system for mic and music, tables for art projects, massage treatment table. You might need to provide that, because sometimes, or find one, not all of the facilities will have them. Extension cord, something as simple as that. Will you need it? The decorations for the room you'll be gathering in. Art or drawing supplies. Check and see if they have crayons and felt pens and things to work with there. If not, you have to bring it all. Yoga mats. Not every place will have them. If you're bringing your own yoga instructor and they don't normally do yoga there, people will either have to bring their own mats, which is kind of a pain, or you'll have to find a way to have them. Snorkel equipment. Not everybody has it, and fins are also kind of a pain to travel with. They're very bulky, so can you provide it for them if you're going to be doing snorkeling? Some places you even need to include beach towels. Make sure that the venue will have it if you'll be doing any swimming on your retreat. All right, let's move on to legal and insurance. Legal means contracts. So whenever you book a hotel or a retreat center or even rent a house, you will likely be required to sign a contract with them. And this can be rather daunting. It is crucial that you read all the fine print to avoid any expensive surprises that may pop up. What damages you're liable for? Are you required to purchase a certain amount of food for your group? All of those things you want to be aware of. So hotels do often require a minimum food purchase when you do book a block of rooms, especially when you book a meeting room. Now, hotel contracts are negotiable. It doesn't mean that what they show you is exactly what you have to accept. It never hurts to ask them. And you can go back and forth and say, well, how about this instead? Houses will require a cleaning fee and a refundable damage deposit as long as there's no damage to the house. But all of that needs to you need to come up with ahead of time. And if you're not comfortable with the contract, have a lawyer or an event planner who deals with these kinds of bookings all the time. Look it over to give you an idea of, is this fair, or how you should negotiate with them. All right, so I have a sample contract here. We're not going to go into all the details of it. This is actually, I'm being completely transparent here. This is the contract that I'm looking at for our 3-day event in California in April. So it's the most recent contract I have, and you'll see that my name is not even on there because I have a tour coordinator who's handling this for me. I've never even talked to the hotel. She's doing all the discussions with them back and forth, and then she just brings it to me, and I tell her what questions I want from the information she provides. So, and I had to save it as a picture. It came as a PDF, so it's not crystal clear here, but I just want to give you an idea. It is lots of small words. You have to read everything. Now, I haven't actually even read this whole thing yet. I'm going through it, and that's my project today and tomorrow, is to go through and make this happen. And you'll see, if you can see on here, that we've got the guest rooms are over $6,000. We're getting a minimum of 10. And then there's a minimum of food and beverage of $3,000. So obviously I'll be negotiating that a bit, but that is how the hotels make their money. And you don't get to bring in outside food. So that is something that you need to be aware of. And one thing I see that's not on here is equipment rental. Does that come with the room rental or not? So I need to have my tour coordinator figure that out for me. So it just goes on and on and on. But you also see in this event, the guests will be paying their own room. So that big $6,000 chunk isn't something I have to pay for, but I'm responsible for it if I don't sell 10 rooms. So that's something that can be a little intimidating. You want to get that block down as small as possible so you don't end up eating a big cost. So lots of small print that you need to go over when you're looking at these contracts. And then, of course, at the very end, you've got to sign on that line. But be prepared and be fully informed when you do sign it. Don't ever rush through this. All right, so enough about contracts. Let's think about insurance, because as we know, stuff happens, like in this picture with a hurricane. So there's several types of insurance that you need to consider. Liability insurance. Now, some of you will already have some kind of insurance or business insurance associated already with your business. And then you just go to them and ask them, do they already have coverage if you take people on retreats for liability? If somebody were to fall and break their leg, that you are covered there. And then travel insurance for yourself as the retreat leader, so that if you are hosting this retreat and you put a lot of deposits out and then something like a hurricane does happen, that you are able, that the insurance company will reimburse you for those expenses that were never delivered because the hurricane happened or something else. And travel insurance for your participants. I recommend it. There are some retreat facilities that require that every participant have travel insurance. And what that means is that if an individual buys travel insurance, again, if that hurricane happens, or say they get sick, or they break their leg before the retreat happens and they have to cancel, their deposit and any payments that you have taken, you don't have to refund. That their insurance will reimburse them for everything. And you can earn commissions from referring a travel insurance company. There are many travel insurance companies that are happy to set you up as an affiliate or a joint venture partner, where everybody you refer to them, you will earn a commission from the insurance than when they bought the insurance from them. So that's a nice way to recoup a little bit of your expenses. Not a lot, but why not? All right, so we learned about hiring a team, equipment, legal, and insurance today. So decide if you will even have a team. And what are their positions and duties? Which ones would you like to hire? You may decide to do it all on your own, and that's great. I do it a lot on my own. A lot of times I don't have anybody to help me out other than local tour operators, etc. But it means you're wearing a whole heck of a lot of hats, and it can pull you away and distract you from focusing and being fully present with your retreat participants. So equipment, make a list of all the equipment you will need for your retreat. Just sit down and brainstorm. What are you going to need so that you won't miss any details when you're actually there? Legal, contact your chosen venue and ask to see a contract. Start getting that worked out. And for your insurance, contact your business insurance provider if you have one to find out about liability coverage on retreats, or if you need to take out an extra policy or expand your policy. And contact travel insurance providers to cover yourself and to get yourself set up as an affiliate so you can refer all of your guests and earn commissions from them. All right, so your homework for this week is fill out your Module 3 workbook, which is going to have a lot of what I just talked about, making a list of your equipment, the team, who you're going to hire, all of those details. Start getting venue contracts. That's going to make it very real when you sign that contract. Start contacting travel insurance companies. And I'm going to put in our Google folder a list of different travel insurance companies that do have affiliate programs that you can contact. And by Module 4, I would like to see that you have all of your logistic costs ready to plug into your budget. So by now, you should have an idea of what venue you want, where you're going to go, what tours and activities you're going to have at your retreat. And now you're going to plug in the team, the equipment, the insurance, the legal, all of this stuff so that you can now start having all of these costs ready. And in Module 4, we're going to build our budget for your dream retreat. And your homework is to reserve your place for your Dream Retreat Creation Clinic live, again at dreamretreatlive.com. All right, and so on Tuesday, we're going to have our bonus guest speaker, Linda Kane from Blue Diamond Event Management. She's a dear friend of mine, and she's going to talk to us about team, equipment, budget, and monetizing your retreat. And I have to say that Linda sent me a message late last night saying that she's actually on her way to manage an event, the New Media Summit in Orlando, Florida with Steve Olsher, and that she does every time he holds this event. And one of the team members was in a car accident and is not going to be able to come. So she's got to go a day early. She's actually flying today. She may not be able to meet with us live. So I'm going to talk to her tonight. And if not, we will record this and I will send it out to you tomorrow so that you can watch it at your leisure. And I'm also talking with somebody else who also does all the behind the scenes details, who may be able to be on the call with us live. So just stay tuned. I'll send you out an email as soon as I know, and I'll also post it in the Facebook group. And if I do talk to Linda tonight, it may actually be 11 o'clock at night, my time, Eastern time. So it'd be super late. But if any of you would like to join us live, you can. So I know we have an Australian with us, which would be a great time for her. And for those of you on the West Coast, it wouldn't be quite so late. So I'll let you know. But we will get the information. That's the most important part. And next week, we are not going to have our regular module. Next week, you're going to get sneak peeks behind the scenes on my Conscious Living with the Dolphins retreat in Hawaii. I'm flying on Wednesday. My group is arriving on Thursday, and I will start doing some Facebook Lives and posting videos into our Facebook group. So stay tuned in the Facebook group and to see my behind the scenes peek and notes from my retreat. So our next module is going to be on Monday, March 4th, where we're going to go all into budget and pricing and going to show you my spreadsheets, how I figure it all out, and then how do I set the price for my retreats, and how do we do like early bird pricing, all of that stuff we're going to cover in our next module on March 4th. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. Hey, everybody. I'm going to unmute you guys. All right, good. So does anybody have any questions about everything we've gone over? Hey, Ethan.
Hi. I guess mine isn't so much a question as it is maybe an affirmation. Canva is amazing.
I love Canva.
I love Canva. Like the things that you can do in Canva in 20 minutes used to take like 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 3 weeks if we're talking, many years ago. So yeah, if everybody's like looking to be able to promote their stuff, everything from resumes to business cards to Instagram posts, like it covers all of it. It's super easy to use. It's an app. Check out Canva. It will hook you up.
Absolutely, it will. If any of you opted in for my Create Your Dream Retreat report, I created all of that on Canva. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you, Ethan. All right, I see we have some chats. Ah, yes, Steve Kozart was our photographer in the photos. Yes, he's great. He's awesome. He's at many of these events. So, and I've actually talked to him. We're discussing having him come down here to Panama in exchange for a free retreat. So, and it would be well worth it because, again, like I said, I rarely get photos of me. Actually, I get photos of you guys, but not of me. Ah, yes, Laura, yes, good point. Whiteboard, post up like flip charts, all of those things. Yes, absolutely. That's should be on the list.
And also, I might, like for my retreat, I might actually need a translator, even though I'm doing a local retreat, if I'm getting Spanish-speaking people here in California.
Absolutely,
so something
yes.
to consider, just really in the realms of inclusivity.
No, very good.
Having a participant that speaks Spanish, and if she enrolls a friend, that's a discount if she's willing to help her friend or something like that,
Right, exactly. And there are, when you do, that's great because it's not just going somewhere else that sometimes you need bilingual information. Yeah. And so you can have somebody who will be the designated translator. And if it's several people in your retreat, they actually have those headsets that you can rent so that your translator will go in real time and not disturb everybody else. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Anything else?
This is the part that's gets me a little out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. This is not the fun part. This is not the dreaming part. This is the nuts and bolts that you've got to do. But yeah, I understand the hesitation because nobody wants to sit and read those contracts. I don't want to read those contracts. But,
Yeah. Well, kudos to you, Anne, because you did it in a great way. It was fun. I'm not actually into it yet. I'm sure I'll feel the same way when it's like getting to the nuts and bolts and signing. But for now, I stuck with it, and I'm kind of a systems and agreements guy, so that's okay with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it is. Like I said, this is not the sexy module, but it is crucial to pull off your dream retreat with ease, is to get all of these details in order. And once you've done it a time or two, then it just gets easier. Then you have more confidence, and oh yes, on the last retreat I forgot that, but I really needed it, so I'll make sure to include it this time.
Yeah, I feel inspired. This is Laura speaking. I feel really inspired to, even though I'm not totally there with organizing it for yet, I'm actually going to do a webinar, I think, in May with a friend of mine as a preemptive sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with this module, I feel motivated to, call some venues that I'm thinking about. I may go to a retreat that someone else is doing, like at Mount Madonna, like to really scope out what's it like to be on a retreat at this location, because it's local to me and kind of known. And so I definitely have, like, the wheels are turning around. What do I need to do to actually check out some venues? Like, I really took that to heart from the last module. It feels really important for me to have a felt sense of the space and the place. And especially if food is included, to really have a sense of, like, what is the food really going to be like, and can I say what I would want to say about the food and then have it show up, because I'm a foodie, and I know on retreats when the food isn't good or the hotel food's too expensive and the portions are too small, and it ends up with like a whole bunch of little chatter around that can really be distracting,
No, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I think that's awesome that you're going out to start contacting venues. Even if you're not ready for your retreat, it's okay to send them a feeler email or call them. Say, hey, I'm thinking about this. Can you send me, more information about it, so you can start feeling it. And if it's close enough, you can, like you say, either go there on a retreat or ask if you can come up for a weekend or even a day to check it out. And just have a meal with them, just sit and see the facilities in person, because there are so many little surprises, assuming what it's going to be from their website. They're always putting their best foot forward in the website, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to show you, that
100 stairs. I mean, that
100
really
steps, right?
Because even like here, like I'm in Santa Cruz, or between Santa Cruz and the Bay Area, things might be really mountainy. Like, are the trails lit up at night? Is it going to be comfortable for people to be walking around? A lot of times things might say rustic and the pictures look cute and romantic, but when you get there, it's like, oh, this kind of feels like a dump, like, is this really run down? Not just
right,
rustic.
Exactly. The pictures are 20 years old, and rustic may translate to no heat.
Right. And if there's yurts, like, a lot of people have sensitivity to mold. Like, so if, like, is it really going to be safe for people to come that have sensitivities?
Yeah, absolutely. All very good points. And Ethan, I'm going to come to you in just a second. One place, I think I've mentioned this before, that the place I go to in Bimini, the way I know this is because I went on a retreat there, is that at mealtime, everybody is expected to pitch in and help do the dishes and set the tables and food prep. Whereas I don't want my clients to have to do that. They're on vacation, so I pay a little extra so we can hire a local to take care of that. But had I not been there ahead of time, I would not have known that.
Right.
Right? Ethan.
Yeah, just another little piece for everybody that was really inspirational for me personally. I reached out to somebody who I am going to be enrolling to help present at the retreat that I'm looking to create. And the positive response that I got from that person was really reinforcing, really bracing. And it just kind of helped me feel like I'm definitely on the right path and I'm definitely doing the right thing. So that thing that you were saying about like not being afraid to reach out, to put feelers out to places that you want to be working with or people you want to be working with, you know, just putting it in their ear, getting it in their field so they know what's going on. Sometimes just the act of doing that can start feeding back more energy towards you to help reinforce and encourage you on your path. And that was what I experienced when I talked to one of my people. And so I just wanted to share that to encourage all of you to, you know, to pick up the phone and make a call. And you never know, maybe that energy that you put out just to reach out on that phone call and say, hey, can come right back when they go, oh yeah, I've got this for you, or I'm really excited to do it this way. You know, it's just, it just increases the amount of energy around the thing. And that can sometimes be really positively reinforcing.
Beautiful. I love that. And absolutely, that's great. And that's something I didn't include, and that is guest speakers. If you're going to bring in any guest speakers in your content, and we'll get into that more when we talk about content. But that is somebody for sure. And that's great because it does get you excited. It does make it more real when you make those calls. It gets it out of your head.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my gosh, I can really do this. And it also, when you start making it that kind of real, it also kind of, it sets you on a forward motion. It gets the momentum going. Yeah. So it's not just someday out there, I'm going to do this retreat. Because they're going to ask you, one of the first questions they're going to ask you is, when are you thinking about this? Exactly.
And then you're like, like early August? It's like,
there you go. There you go. And it may happen just like that. Or you say, you know, I'm just putting it together. It's going to be 9 months to a year from now or whenever. But it's going to now, and they're going to hold you accountable because they're going to check in with you, right?
Yep. And this is a person that I want to be accountable toward, you know, like when this dude calls me, I'm like, oh yeah, everything's as it should be. That's exactly what I want to say.
Absolutely. The ball is rolling. Fabulous. Thank you, Ethan. That was a great contribution. Yes, Laura.
I just want to say that I'm available to do body work and energy work and transformational healing sessions. So if y'all are doing a retreat that I'm interested in, I can be one of your other people. I mean, awesome. I could present stuff too because I'm a circle facilitator, but definitely that piece of, I guess I want to underscore that because I've had the experience of going on retreats and then ending up working because people are having such transformational experiences that they're not actually able to integrate. And so having like a person there that they could go and get a session so that they can integrate and kind of get their cup more ready to receive more can really be a really important factor. So I've just ended up working in a lot of retreats because people were kind of maxing out, injuring themselves, or just like, you know, spacing out because they couldn't take in anymore. And as soon as they did, like a transformational session to help them integrate or help them process if stuff's coming up, you know.
Absolutely.
So really help people. I think that's an important thing.
No, I agree. And that's actually, and I would encourage all of you that if you do need support, that you can actually support each other on your retreats, right? Because you all have talents and gifts that would be a great complement to everybody else's retreat. I can guarantee that. So that, and you're all up to really amazing, powerful things in the world. So that if you need a support system, and it's a great way, say if Laura's doing her retreat in June and Ethan's doing one in August, and you're both in California, you can say, hey, I'll come support you at yours, you come support me at mine, right? And it could be a really nice synergy. So that's kind of a fun thing to think about too. Good idea. All right, beautiful. Any other comments or questions? All right, I know I gave you lots of stuff as always. So yes, Kathy.
I couldn't type as fast as you can talk, so you're gonna have the slides up in the next day or two. So, okay.
Yes, I'll put the slides up later today if I can figure out how to do it on this computer. I will put them up, and then I'll put up the homework as well for you. So, and then I'll send out an email with a replay and the link to all of those.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes,
Mm.
Dee.
Which company are you using for your participants' travel insurance?
You know, I've been really bad about that. I don't have one, and I need to because
okay.
I this is going to get me to do it too, because it's something that I here in Panama, I'm somebody who doesn't ever think anything is ever going to go wrong. Right? And yes, I know that it does, but I also live in a country that is not litigious. There was actually a woman, I didn't know her, but an American woman walking down the street here in Panama, and those big grates that go over the sidewalk, was missing. And it was a big hole. And she fell in and unfortunately broke her leg. And she filed a lawsuit. And the Panamanian judge just looked at her and said, "You have to watch where you're going." Done.
Yeah.
So I don't worry, and I've never had anything ever happen because Panama doesn't get hurricanes or tornadoes or high winds or any of those things. So it's not really an issue here. But I'm teaching what you should do, not what I do on this case. And
Okay.
I actually have my tour coordinator investigating travel insurance companies as we speak. So as I lock in the one I work with, because again, why shouldn't I be earning commissions when I'm referring people there?
Thank you.
So yes, so I'll get that to you as soon as I figure it out.
Okay.
Being completely transparent with you.
Mhm.
All right, everybody, if there isn't anything else, we're at the top of the hour. So thank you, everyone. And I will see you in the Facebook group over the next week direct from Hawaii. And then tomorrow, I will send out an email to let you know whether we're going to go. We're going to have a live session tomorrow or a recorded session with Linda or my other possible person coming in.
And will you send it by email if there's a possibility of coming on tonight? Okay.
Yes,
So
I will.
look
I'll
for
send
the
that out
email.
too. Yeah.
Okay.
It may be a last minute thing. She gets in at 8 p.m. tonight Eastern time, and then she's gonna get to me. So then we'll know what time. So I'll send it out as soon as I know.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Have
Thank
fun,
you.
everybody. Thank you.
Have a great
And
week,
bye,
everybody.
everyone.
You too.
Bye.
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 Bye.